Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the basics of nutrition. So, how to eat. We're going to talk about a few different things here, and we're going to do a lot of math. So, hopefully, you brought your T983 calculators or Texas Instruments, whatever that is. But anyway, we're about to dive into some serious math problems. So, this is really going to help you dial in your nutrition and get to where you want to be with your physique or your performance or whatever it might be. And we're just going to talk about some different comparisons of food and stuff. And so I would encourage you guys to grab a notepad and a pen and whip up the calculator on your phone real quick because we're going to dive right into this. So let's get started. We're going to find your resting energy expenditure. And what that means basically is when you're doing nothing at all, your body is still burning calories because calories are fuel. So all the food that you eat is fuel for your body. And so what we're going to do is figure out how much fuel your body burns every day when you're not working out. And so all food is made up of three basic things, which is the fuel. And so there's protein, which has 4 calories per 1 gram. There's carbohydrates, which also has 4 calories per 1 gram. And then there's fats, which have 9 calories per 1 gram. So you can see right away foods that are high in fat, like oily stuff, ice cream, things like that, milk, very high in calories, and you don't get nearly as much. So it's not very filling. And so a good example of that would be a McDouble. So a McDouble has 23 grams of protein, which really isn't that bad as far as the protein goes. But there's 18 grams of fat. And so just with the fat and the protein, there's almost the same amount of calories. Sorry, almost twice as many calories with less fat than there is protein. So you're getting more calories from your fat than you are with your protein with this specific example. That doesn't even mention the carbs. So then there's 34 grams of carbs, which is like the ketchup and things like that, the bread, obviously cheese, things like that. So you can see right away how looking at something like this with 380 calories, it's very high in fat, very high in bad carbs, and then the protein is okay. It's not bad. We would like it to have a little bit higher than that, but I forgot to switch the slide to the picture. Whoops. But there's a lemon and almond roasted salad in our recipe book that has 38.6 grams of protein, which is great. That's actually a little bit high, maybe around 30 to 35 is where we want you. But still, 38 grams of protein is really good. You're going to be recovered and not very sore. And then with your fat, you're only getting 4 grams of fat in that meal. So you're much, much lower on the calories just because of the amount of carbs that you're taking in. And so with your carbs, you only have 3 grams. So that's good too. See the little, whatever this is, cowabunga fingers, I guess. But yeah, you can kind of see right there how look at the protein here and look at the protein here. There's almost double the protein in the lemon almond roasted salad. And the calories is just shy of half. It's just a little bit over half, I mean. So with the lemon almond roasted salad, it's really good. We tried it the other day, but the McDouble might taste good, but you're only getting a little bit of food, where with the lemon almond roasted salad, you can't see the picture. It's a pretty big serving. And so I'm sorry about that. Maybe I can post a picture underneath the video or something like that. But we're already into this thing, and I've cracked a bunch of stupid jokes, so there's no going back now. So, all right. So everybody's going to be a little bit different, like we talked about in the last video. And so there's also a potential to change daily. Let me back up. There's a potential to change daily. And what I mean by that is today you might burn 1,800 calories, but tomorrow you lose a pound, so you're going to burn 1,750 calories. And so there's just this small difference from day to day. And so what we want to do is teach you how you can calculate your stuff every day. If you choose, I would not recommend that. I personally recalculate mine every 3 weeks. It gives me time to kind of get some good results. And then by the time it starts slowing down, I recalculate and start getting those good results again. And so don't try changing your stuff daily at all unless you're prepping for a show or a meet or something like that. Which, as far as I'm aware, none of you are doing that currently. So a sedentary 250-pound male, so somebody who sits at a desk all day and is 250 pounds, could potentially eat the same amount of food as an extremely active, that says 15, it's supposed to say 150-pound female, because if there's an extremely active female who's, let's say, a zoo worker, and she's walking around the zoo all day feeding the animals, and then she wants to come and train competitively for 2 hours, the amount of food she's going to need is far different than the guy that weighs 250 pounds and sits at a desk all day and doesn't work out. So you can see where the variances might be. And so don't freak out about that. And for me, when I saw that when I started to realize the difference between somebody who's 250 pounds and sedentary and 150 pounds and very active, it kind of blew my mind that somebody who's way smaller eats way more food than the person that's 100 pounds more. So that's what the little emojis are. It's mind blown. Couldn't find. I think there is one there, but I couldn't find it. So now, did my PowerPoint die on me? It did. Sweet. All right. So let's go ahead and escape out of this. All right. So how do we calculate our macronutrients, which is our protein, fats, and carbs? So first of all, I need you to grab yourself a pen or a pencil and a piece of the Dunder Mifflin extra white cardstock paper that they took to the fair when they were trying to find some new interns. So Pam only took one sheet. I would encourage you to grab out a couple just in case you mess up your math. So anyway, I'm a big Office fan, obviously. Stupid joke, sorry. But we're about to math your pants off. So rewind or pause this video at any point to make sure that you have your numbers correct. I messed up myself twice and I was like, I have 8,000 calories today. That is not correct. So if your number is over like 4,000 calories, you're most likely wrong. And if you do it a couple times and you keep getting the same number, feel free to shoot me a number, an email or a message or Facebook or whatever. I'm not a math professor, but I think I can help you out. So just want to make sure we're still recording before I dive way into this. Okay, cool, we are. Sweet, all right, let's carry on. So now that you have your Dunder Mifflin white paper and your pen or pencil, here's what we're gonna do. So we need to figure out your resting energy expenditure. So for guys, this is what you're gonna do. Ladies, just hold on, hang tight for a second. Guys, you're gonna take 10 times your body weight in kilograms, and you're going to add that to 6.25 times your height in centimeters, and then you're gonna minus your age times 5 plus 5. So I don't know why it's plus 5. Do not ask. Dr. Miller came up with this full method, and it's what Rick uses. It's what I use to try to make sure our food is dialed in. So this is going to be really confusing, and I'm sorry, but just bear with me. Stick to this. After we do this a couple times, it's going to make sense, and I have examples at the bottom. So ladies, you are 10 times your body weight in kilograms plus 6.25 times height in centimeters minus 5 times your age minus 150 or 161, excuse me. So what we need to do is make sure that we remember like the PEMDAS from school, right? The order of operations. So there need to be like imaginary parentheses between the 10 and on the other side of 10 and the kilograms, the 6.25 and the centimeters, and the 5 and the age. So what I would need you guys to make sure we're doing is doing this correctly, please, because otherwise you're going to eat like 17 calories and you're going to hate me. So don't do that. So the conversions that you guys need to know is 1 pound equals 2.2 kilograms. So you're going to take your body weight and divide that by 2.2, and that's going to get you the number you're going to multiply by 10. Okay? So if you weigh 150 pounds, divide that by 2.2, and it's going to be right around 70. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So if you're 60 inches tall, you're going to multiply that by 2.54 centimeters. Okay? Make sense? Sweet. So a male example would be a 30-year-old, 6 foot, 200-pound guy. What you're going to do is take 10 times 91 kilograms. So he weighs 91 kilograms, not 200 pounds or 200 pounds, same thing. So 10 times 91 plus 6.25 times 183, which is his centimeters. And then he's going to take 5 times 30, which is his age, and add 5 to that number. And his resting energy expenditure for the day is 1,899 calories. So that's what he needs to have to maintain his weight when he's resting all day long, because your brain cells burn calories and stuff like that. So ladies, an example for a lady would be a 30-year-old, 5'6", 185-pound female. You would do 10 times 84, because it's 84 kilograms for 185 pounds. You're going to go ahead and take 6.25 times 168 centimeters, because that is her height in centimeters. And then you're going to minus 5 times 30, which is 150. And you're going to minus again 161, or subtract, sorry, 161, which gives her a resting energy expenditure of 1,579. So now that you're confused, rewind the video, watch through what I'm explaining so you can make sure you do this right. And then the next thing we're going to do, which I think is step 2 that I did not actually label step 2 yet. Step 2, which I did not label step 2, is going to walk you through this. So rewind this if you need to. Watch that section again. It's confusing, but once you kind of get the grasp of what you're doing, it's not too bad. Now, so let's do it together. So to find A, you're going to take your body weight and divide that number by 2.2. Use a calculator so you know it's right, please. Okay, so your body weight you weighed in last week or this week, so you should know what it is. Take your body weight and divide that by 2.2. On your paper, write an A, and then put equals, and then your body weight. Do that right there. So A equals your body weight divided by 2.2. Sweet, you did that, awesome. If you didn't, rewind it, do it again, or do it actually. So B, so you're gonna go underneath the A, you're gonna put a B equals, take your height in inches, so if you're 1 foot, or 1 foot is 12 inches, and multiply that by 2.54. So if you're 6 feet tall, it is 72 inches. And then you're gonna take 72 times 2.54. Awesome, okay. And that gives you B. And then C, you're gonna take your age and multiply that by 5. That's the easiest one. So C equals your age times 5. And then it's gonna give you something that looks like this right here, which you can't see my hand, so look at the mouse. It gives you this one right here, which is A times 10 plus B times 6.25 minus C, and then minus for men it's 5, and for females it's 1.61. And that is your resting energy expenditure. So that's how many calories you personally are going to burn if you would do nothing throughout the day long and you just sit on your butt and watch Netflix. So now that we're confused, go back to the fifth slide, excuse me, where we're going to talk about everybody is slightly different, and just go ahead and watch the video. Let me explain this stuff to you guys and do it. It is not that hard, I promise. It just walk through the steps with you. So again, you're going to take your body weight and divide that by 2.2. Then you're going to take your height and multiply that by 2.54. Take your age, multiply by 5, and that gives you the equation at the bottom right there, which if you plug your numbers into that, it's going to give you how many calories you need. And so now that your brain hurts, take a second, drink some coffee, whatever it is, de-stress, do some push-ups, go for a quick run, whatever. And then the next video, we're actually going to talk about how to calculate how many calories you need based on your personal activity level, which is where the numbers get drastically different. That's why somebody who's 150 pounds can eat 5,000 calories and lose weight. So we're going to get there in a second. So I will see you guys in a little while. Let me make sure I stop this video before I keep rambling on.